A Child's Grace by Robert Herrick. Here, little child, I stand, heaving up my ever hand. Cold as paddocks though they be, here lift them up to thee, for vengeance to fall on our meat and on us all. Amen.
A Good Death by Robert Herrick. For truth I may the sentence tell, no man dies ill that lived well. A Hymn to Love by Robert Herrick. I will confess with cheerfulness, love's the thing so likes me, that let her lay on me all day, I kiss the hand that strikes me. I will not, no blubbering cry, it too late repents me, that I did fall to love at all, since love so much contents me. No, I'll be in fetters free, while others they sit wringing their hands for pain, I'll entertain the wounds of love with singing. With flowers and wine and cakes divine to strike me I will tempt we, which done no more I'll come before we and wine altars empty.
A Hymn to the Graces by Robert Herrick. When I love, as some have told, love I shall when I am old, O your graces, make me fit for welcoming of it. Clean my rooms as temples be to entertain the deity. Give me words wherewith to woo, supplying and successful too, winning postures, and for all manners each were musical. Sweetness to allay my sore and unsmooth behaviour, for now you have the skill vines to prune or not to kill. Of any wood ye see, you can make a mercury. A Hymn to Venus and Cupid by Robert Herrick. Sea-born goddess, let me be by thy son thus graced, and thee, that never I woo, I find virgins coy but not unkind. Let me, when I kiss a maid, taste the lips so overlaid with love's syrup, and a may in your temple, when I pray, use the alpha, and confess there's in love no bitterness.
A King and No King by Robert Herrick. That prince who made nothing but what's just, rules but by leave, and takes his crown on trust. A Kiss by Robert Herrick. What is a kiss? Why this, as some approve, the sure, sweet cement, glue, and lime of love. A Mean in Our Means by Robert Herrick. For frankincense the deities require, we must not give all to the hallowed fire. Such be our gifts and such be our expense, as for ourselves to leave some frankincense.
A Meditation for His Mistress by Robert Herrick. You are a tulip seen today, but dearest of so short a stay, that where you grey, scarce man can say, you are a lovely Julie flower, that when rude wind or ruffling shower will force you hence, and in an hour. You are a sparkling rose, I've bud, yet lost, where the chaste flesh and blood can show where you or grew or stood. You are a full-spread fair-set vine, and can with tendrils love entwine, yet dried ere you distil your wine. You are like balm enclosed well in amber or some crystal shell, yet lost ere you transfuse your smell. You are a dainty violet, yet withered ere you can be set within a virgin's coronet. You are the queen all flowers among, but die you must, fair maid, along as he, the maker of a song. A Request to the Graces by Robert Herrick. Ponder my words, if so that any be known guilty here of incivility. Let what is graceless, discomposed and rude, with sweetness, smoothness, softness, be endued. Teach it to blush, to courtesy, lisp and show demure, but yet full of temptation too. Numbers never tickle or but lightly plea, unless they have some wanton carriages. This if ye do, each piece will here be good, and graceful made by your neat sisterhood.
A Ring Presented to Julia by Robert Herrick. Julia, I bring to thee this ring, made for thy finger fit, to shew by wis what our love is or should be like to it. Close though it be, the joint is free, so when love's joke is on, it must not gall or free at all with hard oppression. But it must play still either way, and be too such a joke, as not too wide to overslide, or be so straight to choke. So we who bear the beam must rear ourselves to such a height, as that the stay of either may create the burden light. And as the surround is nowhere found to flaw or else to sever, so let our love as endless proof and pure as gold forever. A Song upon Silvia by Robert Herrick. From me my Silvia ran away, and running wherewithal, a primrose bank did cross her way, and gave my love a fall. But trust me now, I dare not say what I by chance did see, but such that rapie did betray that fully ravished me. A Will to be Working by Robert Herrick. Although we cannot turn the fervent fit of sin, we must strive gainst the stream of it, and howsoever we have a conquest missed, 'tis for our glory while we did resist. Advise the Best Actor by Robert Herrick. still take advice, for consoles, when they fly at random, sometimes hit most happily. Against Love by Robert Herrick. Whenever my heart loves warmth but entertains, or frost, or snow, or hail, forbide the pains. One drop nor dares a spark, but if the same once gets a force, floods cannot quench the flame. Rather than love, let me be ever lost, or let me gender with eternal frost. Age Unfit for Love by Robert Herrick. Maidens tell me I am old, let me in my glass behold, whether smooth or not I be, or if hair remains to me. Well or bad not so, this for certainty I know, ill it fits old men to play, when the death bites come away.
Ambition by Robert Herrick. And man, ambition is the commonest thing, each one by nature loves to be a king.
An Ode for Ben Jonson by Robert Herrick. Ah Ben, say how or when shall we, why guests, meet at those lyric fests, made at the sun, the dog, the triple ton, where we such clusters had, as made us noble, wild, not mad, and yet each verse of wine outdid the mead, outdid the frolic wine. My Ben, or come again, or send to us by wit's great overplus, but teach us yet wisely to husband it, lest we were talent spent, and having once brought to an end that precious stock, the store of such a wit the world should have no more.
Anger by Robert Herrick. Wrongs, if neglected, vanish in short time, but hard with anger we confess a crime.
Another by Robert Herrick. Here a pretty baby lies, sung asleep with lullabies. Pray be silent and not stir, we is the earth that covers her.
Another to bring in the witch by Robert Herrick. To house the hack you must do with, commix with meal a little piss. Of him bewitched when forthwith make a little wafer or cake, and with rawly backed will bring the old hacken no sure thing. Any Way for Wealth by Robert Herrick. E'en all religious causes to be rich have been rehearsed by Joel Mitchell-Titch, but now perceiving that it still does please the sterner fates to cross his purposes, he tacks about, and now he doth profess, which he will be by all unrightness. Thus if our ship fails of her anchor hold, we laugh the divil, so he lands the gold.
Bad may be better by Robert Herrick. Man may at first transgress, but next do well. Wise doth in some but lodge a while not dwell.
Be my mistress, short or tall, by Robert Herrick. Be my mistress, short or tall, and disordered wherewithal. Be she likewise one of those that an acre half of nose, be her teeth ill hung or set, and her grin as black as yet. Be her cheeks so shallow too, as to show a tongue way through. Half she thin hair, half she none, she's to me a paragon. Beauty by Robert Herrick. Beauty's no other but a lovely grace of lively colours flowing from the face. Beginnings and Endings by Robert Herrick. Paul, he began ill, but he ended well. Judas began well, but he fully fell. In Godline's not the beginnings so much as the ends are to be looked unto. Blame by Robert Herrick. In battles what disasters fall, the king he bears the blame of all. Blame, the reward of princes by Robert Herrick. Among disasters that dissensions brings, 'tis not the least is which belongs to kings. If wars go well, each for a part lays claim. If ill, when kings not soldiers bear the blame.
Burial by Robert Herrick. Man may want land to live in, but for all nature finds out some place for burial.
By Use Comes Easiness by Robert Herrick. Oft bend the bow, and thou with ease shalt do what others can't with all their strength put to. Calling and Correcting by Robert Herrick. God is not only merciful to call man to repent, but when he strikes withal. Casualties by Robert Herrick. Good things that came of course, far less do please than those which come by sweet contingencies.
Cherry Ripe by Robert Herrick. Cherry ripe, ripe, ripe I cry, full and fair ones, come and buy. If so be you ask me where they do grow, I answer where my Julia's lips do smile. There's the land or cherry isle, whose plantations fully show all the year that cherries grow.
Choose for the best by Robert Herrick. Give house room to the best. 'Tis never known virtue and pleasure both to dwell in one.
Clouds by Robert Herrick. He that ascended in a cloud shall come in clouds descending to the public doom.
Comfort to a lady upon the death of her husband by Robert Herrick. Dry your sweet cheek, long drowned with sourest rain. Sin's cloud disappears, sun gilds the air again. Cease chafe and fret and beat and overboil, return soon after calm, as balm as oil. Winds have a time to rage, but when they cease, the leafy trees nod in a stillborn peace. Your storm is over, lady, now appear like to the peeping springtime of the year. Off wind with grave clothes put fresh colours on, and flow and flame in your vermilion. Upon your cheek sit iceless awhile, now let a rose serene like a queen and smile. Comfort to a youth that had lost his love, by Robert Herrick. What needs complaints when she a place has with a race of saints? In endless mirth she thinks not one what's said or done in earth. She sees no tears or any tone of the deep groan she hears. Nor does she mind or think or know that ever woe was kind. But changed above she likes not wear as she did here while love. Forbear wherefore and lull asleep while woes and weep no more. Confession by Robert Herrick. Confession twofold is, as Austin says, the first of sin is and the next of praise. If ill it goes with thee, the faults confess. If well, then chant God's praise with cheerfulness.
Delight in Disorder by Robert Herrick. A sweet disorder in the dress kindles and clothes the wantonness. A lawn about the shoulders thrown into a fine distraction. An earring lace which here and there enthralls a crimson stomacher. A cuff neglectful, and thereby rims to flow confusedly. A winning wave deserveth note in the tempestuous petticoat. A careless showstring, in whose tie I see a wild civility, do more bewitch me when art is too precise in every part. Departure of a good Daemon by Robert Herrick. What can I do in poetry? Now the good spirit's gone for me. Why, nothing now but lonely sit and overread what I have read. Dreams by Robert Herrick. Here we are all, by day, by night we hurled by dreams, each one into a several world. Eternity by Robert Herrick. O years and age farewell, behold I go where I do know infinity to dwell, and these mine eyes shall see all times how they are lost in the sea of vast eternity, where never moon shall sway the stars, but she and night shall be drowned in one endless day. Farewell frost, or welcome spring, by Robert Herrick. Fled are the frosts, and other fields appear reclothed and fresh in a verdant diaper. Thawed are the snows, and now the lusty spring gives to each mead a neat enamling. The palms put forth their gems, and every tree now swaggers in a leafy gallantry. The while the Dolian minstrel sweetly sings, with warbling notes Satyrian sufferings. What gentle winds perspire, as if here never had been the northern plunderer to strip the trees and fields to their distress, leaving them in the betired nakedness. And look how when a frantic storm of tear stop an oak or holm long growing there, but lulled to calmness when succeeds a breeze that scarcely stirs the nodding leaves of trees. So windless a war, which tempest-like doth spoil our salt or corn or honey, wine and oil, falls to a temper, and doth mildly cast his inconsiderate frenzy off, at last. A gentle dove may, in whose tumults cease, bring in the bill, once more, the branch of peace.
Fear by Robert Herrick. Man must do well out of good intent, not for the zero fear of punishment.
Felicity quicker flight by Robert Herrick. Every time seems short to be that's measured by felicity. What 1 half hour that's made up here with grief seems longer than the year. 4 things make us happy here by Robert Herrick. Health's the first good lent to man, a gentle disposition when. Next, to be rich by no byways. Lastly, with friends enjoy our days. His Content in the Country by Robert Herrick. Here liveth Woodmer broad, can the smallest cost afford. Whenever so mean the vidance be, it will content my prudent me. Or pear, bean, or water beet, whatever comes, content makes sweet. Here we rejoice, because no rent we pay for a poor tenement, wherein we rest and neither fear the landlord or the usurer. The crowd that day does ne'er afraid, or peaceful slumbers in the night. We eat our own and better more, because we feed on no man's score. But pity those whose flanks grow great, swelled with the lard of others' meat. We bless our fortunes, and we see our own beloved privacy, and like our living, where we are known to very few or else to none. His Desire by Robert Herrick. Give me a man that is not dull, on the world with rifts is full, that animates dares clearly sing, and as their roofs are tottering, and though it falls continue still, tickling the citern with his quill. His last request to Julia by Robert Herrick. I have been wanton and too bold, I fear, to chafe for much for person's cheek or ear. Beg for my pardon, Julia, he doth win grace with the gods who sorry for his sin. That done, my Julia, dearest Julia, come and go with me to choose my burial rue. My fates are ended, and the Herrick dies, clasped thou his book and closed for up his eyes.
His Loss by Robert Herrick. All has been plundered from me but my wit. Fortune herself can lay no claim to it.
His Meditation upon Death by Robert Herrick. Be those few hours which I have yet to spend blessed with the meditation of my end. Although be few in number, I am content. If otherwise, I stand indifferent, nor makes it matter. And as there's years to tell, if man lives long, and if he live not well, a multitude of days still heaped on seldom brings order but confusion. Might I make choice, long lived should be withstood, nor would I care how short it were, if good. Which to effect, that every passing bell possess my thoughts. Next comes my doleful kneel, and when the night persuades me to my bed, I think I'm going to be buried. So shall the blankets which come over me present those turfs which once must cover me, and the firm behaviour I will meet, the sheet I sleep in, is my winding sheet. When sleep shall bathe his body in mine eyes, I will believe that when my body dies. And if I change to wake and rise thereon, I'll have in mind my resurrection, which must produce me to the general doom, to which the pageant, so the prince must come, to hear the judge give sentence on his throne without the least hope of affection. Tears at that day shall make but a weak defence, and hell and horror fright the conscious. Let me, though late, yet at the last begin to shun the least temptation to his sin. For to be tempted be no sin, until man to the alluring object gives his will. Such let me live, assure me, when my breath goes thieving from me, I am safe in death, which is the height of comfort. When I fall, I rise triumphant in my funeral. His Mistress to him at his farewell, by Robert Herrick. You may vow I'll not forget to pay the debt, which to thy memory stands as due, as faith concealed you. Take then tribute of my tears, so long as I have fears to prompt me. I shall ever languish and look, but my return see never. Or when to lessen my despair, print my lips into the air, so with means I may kiss thy kiss, when as some kind wind shall high wafted, and in you my lips shall send 1,000 back to you. His Prayer to Ben Jonson by Robert Herrick. When I a verse shall make, now I have prayed we, for old religion's sake, Saint Ben to aid me. Make a way smooth for me when I the Herrick, honoured we, on my knee offer my lyric. Candles I give to thee and a new altar, and those Saint Ben shall be writ in my psalter. His Request to Julia by Robert Herrick. Julia, if I change to die, ere I print my poetry, I most humbly thee desire to commit it to the fire. Better trim a book were dead, and to live not perfected. His Return to London by Robert Herrick. From the dull confines of the dropping west, to see the day spring from the pregnant east, ravished and spilled, I come, no more I fly to thee, blessed place of my nativity. Thus with hollowed foot I touch the ground, the 1,000 blessings by the fortune crowned. O fruitful genius, that bestowest here an everlasting plenty year by year, or place, or people, manners, framed to peace, or nations, customs, kindreds, languages. I am a free-born Roman, suffer then that I amongst you live a citizen. London my home is, for my hard fate sent into a long and irksome banishment. Yet since called back, henceforward let me be, our native country, repossessed by thee. For rather than I'll to the west return, I beg of thee first yet to have mine urn. Weak I am grown, I must in short time fall, give for my sacred reliquaries burial. His Sailing from Julia by Robert Herrick. Then the day comes, whose evening says I'm gone unto that watery desolation. Devoutly to thy closet gods then pray, and my winged ship may meet no remora. For deities with circumwalk the seas, and look upon our dreadful passages, will from all dangers re-deliver me, whom one drink offered poured out by thee, mercy and truth live with we, and forbear in my short absence to once lose a tear, but yet for love's sake, let thy lips do this, give my dead picture one enduring kiss. Work where to live, and let me ever dwell in thy remembrance, Julia, so farewell. His Wish to God by Robert Herrick. I would to God mine old age might have before me last, but here a living grave. Some old poor almshouse where to lie or stir, ghost-like as in my meaner sepulchre. A little pigkin and a pipkin by, to hold things fitting my necessity, that rightly used, both in their time and place, might me excite to fore and after grace. The cross my Christ fixed for mine eyes should be, not to adore it, but to worship we. So here the remnant of my days I'd spend, reading the Bible and my book so end. His Wish to Privacy by Robert Herrick. Give me a cell to dwell, and a foot half a path. Where will I spend and end my wearied years in tears? How Springs Come First by Robert Herrick. These springs were maidens once that laughed, but lost of it were most approved. My story tells, by laugh their word turned to these springs which we see here. The pretty whimpering that they make, and of the banks relief they take, tells ye but this, they are the same, and nothing changed but in their name. I call and I call, but Robert Herrick. I call, who do you call? The maids to catch this cowslip ball, but since these cowslips fading be, troth, leave the flowers and maids take me. Yet if it neither you will do, speak but the word, and I'll take you. Loss from the Least by Robert Herrick. Great man by small means oft overthrown, is lord of a life who contemns his own. Love, what is it? By Robert Herrick. Love is a circle that doth restless move in the same sweet eternity of love. Lovers how they come and part by Robert Herrick. And shrieks ring they be about them still, to be it not seen when and where they will. They treat on clouds, and though they sometimes they fall like dew, and make no noise at all. So silently they on to the other come, as colours steal into the pure plum, and ere-like leave no impression to be seen, wherever met or parting place has been. Man's dying place uncertain by Robert Herrick. Man knows where first he ships himself, but he never can tell where shall his landing be. Man might no state in sickness by Robert Herrick. That flow of gallants which approve to kiss the hand from out the coach, that fleet of leg eyes which do run before thy swift postillion, those strong-hoofed mules which we behold reined with purple, pearl, and gold, and shed with silver, prove to be the drawers of the axle-tree. A wife, white children, and thy state of person looms and antique plate, all these and more shall then afford no joy to thee, their sickly lord.
Never Too Late to Die by Robert Herrick. No man comes late unto the place from whence never man yet had ingredients.
No man without money by Robert Herrick. No man such rare parts hath that he can swim, if favour or occasion help not him.
No pains, no gains by Robert Herrick. If little labour, little are our gains. Man's fortunes are according to his pains.
Nothing free cost by Robert Herrick. Nothing comes free cost here. Jove will not let his gifts go from him, if not bought with sweat.
Nothing new by Robert Herrick. Nothing is new. We walk where others went. There's no wise now, but has his precedent.
On himself by Robert Herrick. A varied pilgrim I have wandered here, twice 25 bade me but 1 year. Long I have lasted in this world, 'tis true, but yet those years that I have lived but few. Who by his grey hairs doth his lustrous tell, lives not those years, but he that lives them well. One man has reached 60 years, but he of all those 80 has not lived half free. He lives who lives to virtue. Men who cast their ends for pleasure do not live but last. On Julia's Voice by Robert Herrick. So smooth, so sweet, so silvery is their voice, as could we hear, the dam would make no noise. But listen to we, walking in thy chamber, melting melodious words to lutes of amber. On Love by Robert Herrick. Love's of itself too sweet. The best of all is, when love's honey has a dash of gall.
Our Own Sins Unseen by Robert Herrick. Other men's sins we ever be in mind, none sees the fardel of his faults behind.
Pardons by Robert Herrick. Was ensign will the best contentment bring, whose peace is made up with a pardoning. Peace not permanent by Robert Herrick. Great cities seldom rest, if there be none, shall wait from far, and find worse foes at home. Proof to no purpose by Robert Herrick. Receive this gentle stream that glides, shoved on by quick succeeding tides. Try if so a stream you can follow to the wider ocean, and see if there it keeps unspent in that congesting element. Next to that world of waters, And the poor St. caverns began, and ducked with inalterate same, streamed to the spring but whence it came. This with wonder when ye do his ease, and it's easier too, when ye may recollect the grains of my particular remains, after 1,000 lessons hurled by rowing winds around the world. Purposes by Robert Herrick. No love of man, no rage of seas, can shake a just man's purposes. The threats of tyrants outgrim visage of them can alter him. What would he doth at first intend, but he holds firmly to the end. Rewards by Robert Herrick. Still to our gains our chief respect is had. Reward it is that makes us good or bad. Safety to the shore by Robert Herrick. What though the sea be calm, trust to the shore. Ships have been drowned, were laid their dance before. Satisfaction for sufferings by Robert Herrick. For all our works a recompense is sure. 'Tis sweet to think on what was hard to endure. Soft music by Robert Herrick. The mellow touch of music most doth wound the soul, when it doth rather sigh than sound.
Tears and Laughter by Robert Herrick. News to woe 1 month would take the life away, also weep, but laugh should it not last a day.
A Thanksgiving to God for his house by Robert Herrick. Lord, thou hast given me a cell wherein to dwell, and a little house whose humble roof is weather-proof, under the spares of which I lie both soft and dry. Where thou my chamber for to ward hast set a guard of harmless thoughts to watch and keep me while I sleep. Lows my porch as is my fate above void of state, and yet the threshold of my door is worn by the poor, who thither come and freely get good words or meat. Like as my parlour, so my hall and kitchen small, a little buttery and wren, a little bin, which keeps my little loaf of bread unchipped, unflaked. Some brittle sticks of thorn or briar make me a fire, close by whose living coal I sit and glow like it. Lord, I confess too, when I dine the pulse's wine, and all those other bits that be were placed by we. The wards, the porcelain, and the mess of watercress, which of thy kindness thou hast sent, and my content makes those and my beloved beat to be more sweet. 'Tis thou that crowst my glittering heart with guiltless mirth, and givest me more sailboats to drink, spiced to the brink. Lord, 'tis thy plenty-dropping hand that soils my land, and gives me for my bushel zone thrice 10 for 1. Thou makes me teeming hen to lay her egg each day. Besides my healthful use to beer, me trins each year, the while the conduits of my kine run cream for wine, and all these and better thou dost send me to this end, that I should render for my part a thankful heart, which, feared with incense, I resign as holy wine, but the acceptance that must be, my Christ, thy we.
The argument of his book by Robert Herrick. I sing of brooks, of blossoms, birds and bowers, of April, May, of June and July flowers. I sing of May poets, hawk-carts, vassals, wakes, of bridegrooms, brides, and of the bridal cakes. I write of youth, of love, and have access wherewith to sing of cleanly wantonness. I sing of dews, of rains, and piece by piece of balm, of oil of spice and ambergris. I sing of time's trans-shifting, and I write how roses first came red and lilies white. I write of groves of twilights, and a single chord of Mab, and of a fairy king. I write of hell, I sing, and ever shall of heaven, and I hope to have it after all. The bad season makes a poet sad, by Robert Herrick. I died to myself, none was dead or weest, but many fresh and fragrant mistresses, lost to our music now, since everything puts on the semblance here of sorrowing, seeks the land to the heart, and doth endure more dangerous faintings by her desperate cure. And if that golden age would come again, and Charles would rule as he before did reign, if smooth and unperplexed the seasons were, as when the sweet Maria lived here, I should delight to have my curls half drowned, and turn dews and head with roses crowned, and once more yet, ere I am late or dead, knock at the star of my exalted head. The Bag of a Bee by Robert Herrick. About the sweet bag of a bee to Cupid's fell at odds, and whose the pretty prize should be, were woe to ask the gods. Which Venus hearing thither came, and for their boldness stripped them, and taking thence from each his flame, with rods of myrtle whipped them. Which done to still their wanton cries, and cry groan should seem them, she kissed and wiped with her dove-like eyes, and gave the bag between them. The Bracelet to Julia by Robert Herrick. Why I tie about thy wrist, Julia, with my silken twist? What other reason is't but to shew thee how in part thou my pretty captive art? By thy bond slave is my heart, 'tis but silk doth bind we. Never fret and thou art free, but is otherwise with me. I am bound and fast bound so, and from thee I cannot go. If I could, I would not so. The Coming of Good Luck by Robert Herrick. So good luck came, and on my roof did light, like noiseless snow, as the dew of night. Not all at once, but gently, as the trees are by the sunbeams tickled by degrees. The Definition of Beauty, by Robert Herrick. Beauty no other thing is when a beam flashed out between the middle and extreme. The Good Night or Blessing, by Robert Herrick. Blessings in abundance came to the bride and to her groom. May the bed and the short night know the fullness of delight. Pleasure may her attend ye, and along a boy love send ye, curled and comely and so trim, mates in time may ravish him. Was the dew of graces fall on ye both, good night to all.
The Heart, by Robert Herrick. In prayer the lips never act a winning part, without the sweet concurrence of the heart.
The Night Piece to Julia, by Robert Herrick. Eyes the glowworm lend we, the shooting stars attend we, and the elves also whose little eyes glow like the sparks of fire befriend we. No willow whose swims light we, no snake or slowworm bite we, but on the way, not making a stay, since ghost there's none to affright we. Let not the dark thee cumber, what though the moon does slumber? The stars of the night will lend thee their light, like tapers clear without number. And Julia let me woo thee, was to come unto me, and when I shall meet with every feet, my soul I pour into thee. The Primrose, by Robert Herrick. Ask me why I sent you here, this sweet infanta of the year. Ask me why I sent to you this primrose, was bepearled with dew. I'll whisper to your ears, the sweets of love are mixed with tears. Ask me why this flower does show, so yellow-green and sickly too. Ask me why the stalk is weak and bending, yet the doth not break. I will answer these discover, what fainting hopes are in a lover. The Succession of the 4 Sweet Months, by Robert Herrick. 1st April, she with mellow showers opens the way for early flowers, and after comes smiling May, in a more rich and sweet array. Next enters June, and brings us more gems than those 2 that went before. Then lastly July comes, and she more wealth brings in than all those 3. The Watch, by Robert Herrick. Man is a watch, worn up at first, but never wound up again. Once down, he's down forever. The watch once down, all motions went to cease. The man's pulse stop, all passions sleep in peace. The Wounded Heart, by Robert Herrick. Come, bring your sampler, and with art draw in the wounded heart. And dropping here and where, not that I think that any dart can make yours bleed a tear, or pierce it anywhere. Yet do it to this end, that there may be the secret sea, where you can make that heart to bleed, yours ne'er will ache for me. Things mortal still mutable, by Robert Herrick. Things are uncertain. The more we get, the more on icy pavements we are set.
This and the Next Word, by Robert Herrick. God hath his world for many made, 'tis true, but he hath made the world to come for few.
To a gentlewoman objecting to him his grey hairs, by Robert Herrick. Am I despised because you say, and dare swear that I am grey? No, lady, you have but your day, and time will come when you shall wear such frost and snow upon your hair. And then while long it comes to pass, you question with your looking-glass, and with sincere crystal seek, but find no rosebud in your cheek, nor any bed to give a shoe with such a rare carnation grew. When too late, close in your chamber keeping, it will be told what you are old, by those true tears you're weeping. To Be Merry, by Robert Herrick. Let's now take our time, while we are in our prime, and old age is far off, for the evil days will come on apace before we can be aware of. To Blossoms, by Robert Herrick. Fair pledges of a fruitful tree, or do you fall so fast? Your date is not so past, you may stay yet here a while, to blush and gently smile, and go at last. What, were you born to be in our heart's delight, and so to bid good night? 'Twas pity nature brought you forth, merit it show your worth, and loosed you quiet. But now you are lovely leaves, where we may read how soon things have their end, when they are so brave. And after they have shown their pride, like you a while, we glide into the grave. To Daisies, not to shut so soon, by Robert Herrick. Shut not so soon, the daylight night has not yet begun to make a Caesar on the light, or to seal up the sun. Now marigolds at cloister, now shadows great appear, not though the early shepherd's star shine like a spangle here. Stay but till my Julia close a life-begetting eye, that the whole world, when disposed, itself to live or die. To Death, by Robert Herrick. Forbidst me come away, and I'll no longer stay, and for to shed some tears for faults of former years, and to repent some crimes done in the present times, and next to take a bit of bread and wine with it, to don my robes of love fit for the place above, to gird my loins about with charity throughout, and so to travel hence with feet of innocence. These done, I'll only cry, God mercy, and so die. To enjoy the time, by Robert Herrick. While fates permit us, let's be merry, pass all we must of fatal ferry, and this our life 2 worlds away with rotation of the day. To heaven, by Robert Herrick. Open thy gates to him who weeping waits, and might come in, while it held back by sin. Let mercy be so kind to set me free, that I would straight come in or force the gate. To his book, by Robert Herrick. Make haste away, and let them be a friendly patron unto we, lest, ripped from hence, I see thee lie, torn for the use of pastry, or see thy injured leaves serve well to make loose gowns for mackerel, or see the grocers in a trice make hoods of thee to serve out spice. To his conscience, by Robert Herrick. Can I not sin, but thou wilt be my private protonotary? Can I not woo thee to pass by a short and sweet iniquity? I cast a mist and cloud upon my delicate transgression, so utter dark as that no eye shall see the hacked in pity. Gifts blind the wise, and bribes to please, and win or lover witnesses, and will not woe with gold be tied, to lay the pen and ink aside, and in the murk and tunless night wanton I may, and vow not right. It will not be, and I therefore know, for times to come, I make this vow from aberrations to live free, so I'll not fear the judge or we. To his dying brother, Master William Herrick, by Robert Herrick. Life of my life, take not so soon the flight, but stay the time till he have bade good night. Was both wind and tide with we, or we as soon dispatched as by the night as day. Let us not thence idly henceforth go, till we have wept, kissed, sighed, shook hands, or so. There's pain in parting, and a kind of hell, and once true lovers take their last farewell. What, shall we to our endless leaves take here, without a sad look or a solemn tear? He knows not love, but hath not this truth proved. Love is most love to leave a thing beloved. Pay we our woes and go, yet when we part, then, even then, I'll requench my heart into thy loving hands, I'll keep none to warm my breast, and woe my pulse art gone. Now here I'll last, and walk a harmless shade about this urn, when my dust is laid, to guard it so, as nothing here should be heavy, to hurt for sacred seats of we. To his peculiar friend, Mr. John Wicks, by Robert Herrick. Since shed or cottage I have none, I sing evermore that thou hast done. To whose glad threshold and free door may a poet come for poor, and eat with thee a savour bit, paying but common thanks for it. Yet should I change my wigs to see an overleavened look in thee, to serve a breed and turn the beer to an exalted vinegar. Or shouldst thou prize me as a dish of fry-spoiled worts, and 3rd day's fish, I'd rather hungry go and come than to thy house be burdensome. Yet in my death of grief I be one that should drop his beds for thee. To a sweet savour, by Robert Herrick. Night hath no wings to him that cannot sleep, and time seems then not for to fly, but creep. Slowly her chariot drives, as if that she had broke a wheel, or cracked her axle-tree. Just so it is with me, who listening pray, winds to blow the tedious night away, while I may see the cheerful peeping day. Sick is my heart, O Saviour, do thou please to make my bed soft in my sicknesses, light my candle, so that I benefit sleep not for ever in walls of death. Let me the voice betimes in the morning hear. Call and I'll come, say over when and where. Draw me but first, and after we I'll run, and make no one stop till my race be done. To live freely, by Robert Herrick. Let's live in haste, use pleasures while we may. Could life return, would never lose a day. To primroses filled with morning dew, by Robert Herrick. Why do you weep, sweet babes? Can tears speak grief in you, who were but born, just as the modest morn tempt by refreshing dew? Alas, you have not known that show that mars the flower, nor felt the unkind breath of a blasting wind, nor are you worn with years, or rapt as we, who think it strange to see such pretty flowers, like to orphans young, to speak by tears before ye have a tongue. Speak, whimpering younglings, and make known the reason why ye drop and weep. Is it for want of sleep, or childish lullaby? Or what ye have not seen as yet the violet, or brought a kiss of that sweet heart to wis? No, the soul shown by your tear shed would have us a lecture read, that thinks of greatest, so of meanest worth, conceived with grief and with tears brought forth. To the genius of his house, by Robert Herrick. Command the roof, great genius, from whence into his house put down the influence, and through each room a golden pipe may run of living water by the benison. Fulfill the ladders, and with strengthening bread be evermore these pins replenished. Next, like a bishop consecrate my ground, that like a Pharisee may dance thereround. And afterward lay down some silver pence, my master charge and care to recompense. Charm then the chambers, make the beds for ease, make in for peevish pining sicknesses, fix the foundation fast, and let the roof grow old with time, but yet keep weather-proof. To the Willow Tree, by Robert Herrick. Why to our lost love the best, the only true plan found, with young men and maids distressed and left of love are crowned. And once the lover's rose is dead, or laid aside forlorn, then willow garlands, bowed the head, bedewed with tears are worn. When with neglect the lover's bane, poor maids rewarded be, for the love lost their only gain is but a wreath from we. And underneath the cooling shade, when weary of the light, the love-spent youth and love-sick maid come to weep out the night. Truth and Error, by Robert Herrick. Twixt truth and error, there's this difference now, and error is fruitful, truth is only one. Truth and Falsehood, by Robert Herrick. Truth by her own simplicity is known, falsehood by varnish and vermilion. Upon a child that died, by Robert Herrick. Here she lies, a pretty bud, lately made of flesh and blood, who soon fell fast asleep, as the little eyes that peep. Give her strewings, but not stir the earth that lightly covers her. Upon a delaying lady, by Robert Herrick. Come away, or let me go. Must I here stay because you're slow and will continue so? Troth, lady, no. I scorn to be a slave to state, and since I'm free I will not wait, henceforth at such a rate for needy fate. If your desire my spark should glow, the peeping fire you must blow, I shall quickly grow to frost or snow. Upon Ben Jonson, by Robert Herrick. Here lies Jonson with the rest of the poets, but the best. Reader, wouldst thou more have known? Ask his story, not with stone, and will speak what wit can't tell of his glory. So farewell. Upon her eyes, by Robert Herrick. Clear are her eyes, like purest skies, discovering from whence a baby where returns each sphere like an intelligence. Upon Julia's voice, by Robert Herrick. Now by singing next shall hear, I wish I might turn all to ear, to drink in notes and numbers, such as blessed souls can't hear too much, then melt it down, where let me lie entranced and lost confusedly, and by the music struck anew to die, be turned into a lute. Upon Tears, by Robert Herrick. Tears, over here below the sinner's brin, above they are the angels' spiced wine. Upon Time, by Robert Herrick. Time was upon the wing to fly away, and I called on him but a while to stay, but he'd be gone, for aught that I could say. He held out when a-writing as he went, and asked me when a falseman would be content to pay again what God and nature lent. An hourglass, in which were sands but few, and he did pass, shewed and taught me too mine end near was, and so away he flew.
Welcome what comes, by Robert Herrick. Whatever comes, let's be content with all. Among God's blessings there is no one small.
Where flowers change colour, by Robert Herrick. These fresh beauties we can prove, once are virgins, sick of love, turn to flowers, still in some colours go and colours come. Writing, by Robert Herrick. And words we want, love teacheth to indite, and what we blush to speak, she bids us write.